Hey guys, this is Gaurav, and today we are going to talk about another important function from Excel, and that's SUMIF. Alright, so why do we do SUMIF? I think the first thing first. So we do SUMIF when we want to pull the sum based on certain criteria from a certain range, right? And so whatever I said, let's dissect it and postmortem it to understand what it really means. So we can do SUMIF like any other function using two ways, actually three ways. But let's see. One is Excel built-in function pull, which is this, right? So you can go here and you can pull any of the function, or you can just type it. So because I was using SUMIF, it's at the top, so you'll just select, or otherwise you can just type SUMIF here, go find it and just select it. So let's get started. Okay, so first thing is, so for SUMIF there are three variables which it asks for. One is range, a range of your criteria, where do you want to pull your criteria from. Then you have to define what criteria you want to SUMIF, and then you have to provide which range, or what's your sum range. So where do you want to pull the sum of those values. Okay, so let's say from my small table here, these are names of the students, and so let me just write it, student names, and then I have the score, right? So let's say if I want to pull the sum of any person, let's say if how much Greg scored all in all, right? So we'll have Greg as my criteria because we want to pull the numbers for Greg, and we'll put the function, right? So in case this table goes for thousands of rows, it's hard to do a manual sum like this. So in that case we use this formula or function from Excel. So let's see what it gives us. Range. So range is where your criteria is sitting, which means Greg is sitting. So then in our case it will be column A. Just select column A. Criteria would be Greg, and then sum range is the score. So how much did Greg score in this table for all the values, or for all the records. If we do this, okay, so it gives 150. So do we want to check if it is really 150? We can. You just put the filter. So this is another function from Excel, which is auto filter. I think that's one of the most commonly used. You select Greg and you see and select how much did Greg scored. So here for all those values or all the records available in my data set, Greg scored all this, and we can see it is 150. So this is one way of doing it as well. You might think, okay, why do I have to put SUMIF when I can just filter it out? But when you're dealing with a lot of data and lot of criterias, then it's going to be hard. So that's 150. Again, another way to do a SUMIF is just type in. This is something you can do once you are familiar with all the functions, and you already remember. So like any other function, you just type in SUMIF, bracket start, and then it gives you basically a snapshot of how the formula works. So you have to define your range, which is basically your criteria range, like this. Then as the description here suggests, put a comma, then you have to define your criteria. Okay, your criteria is Greg. Then you put another comma, and then it asks for a sum range. So select column B for sum range, and then just enter. Alright, so bingo, so it gives 150. So that means you can get a SUMIF using your function, something which is built in Excel, or if you remember the formula you want to do, you can just type it and put the variables in bracket, and that's going to be about it. Alright guys, thanks for watching my video. In case you liked it, put a thumbs up and leave me a comment below in case you want me to explain any other formula or any other Excel function. Alright, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye for now.